and welcome to today's episode 2.0 Empowerment Fundamentals. Perception is projection. The first step to empowerment is hearing, seeing, and truly understanding the concepts being brought forth during the first few episodes because it lays the foundation for you. Grasping these ideas will allow you to move into a new mindset and ultimately that new life that you want, because you will come to realize fairly quickly it does all come from within. I will introduce some simple yet powerful ideas that once you grasp, you will have an immediate shift in how you perceive the world around you and your personal reality. I advise what I am going to share with you is drastically different from the mindset and thought process that society is trapped in. But let's be honest, you're not seeking this type of work because you settle for average. So let's get started. Before getting to perception is projection, I want to make a very important point, which is our brains, in fact, our entire nervous system, process an enormous amount of information each second. Our nervous system takes in 11 million bits of information per second. That same nervous system, which is operated by our subconscious minds, can only process 120 to 200 bits of information per second. So we just went from 11 million bits of information to 200 at best. So that leaves a large gap in the amount of information that is coming in versus the amount of information the brain is actually processing. So what happens to that missing information? To handle the tremendous amount of data, the subconscious mind efficiently deletes, distorts, and generalizes information based on past experiences, beliefs, values, memories, and decisions that the subconscious mind perceives to be true. Only a small fraction of the 11 million bits of information coming in per second is processed consciously because the subconscious mind is busy filtering the information through filters of what it has perceived to be important based on the past. So, 1, the subconscious mind deletes what it thinks is unimportant. In other words, we will pay attention to aspects that we feel are significant, and we will delete or ignore aspects we feel are not. Without deletion, the subconscious mind would take in too much information and we would literally go insane. 2, the subconscious mind distorts or misinterprets data coming in to match current beliefs. And 3, the subconscious mind generalizes or tries to make broad assumptions based on only 2 or 3 experiences. The subconscious mind will try to predict the future based on the past. Knowing this empowers you to understand that your subconscious mind is powerful, like a supercomputer. But in order to process the astronomical amount of data coming in, the subconscious mind must make many assumptions and delete a lot of information based on underlying beliefs and decisions. This is not only true for you, it is also true for those you know. For instance, have you ever discussed a past event with a friend and noticed that you two remembered it differently? Well, that's simply because your subconscious mind and their subconscious mind are different and unique based on what it has experienced in its past. So the information coming in through your mind and the information coming in through your friend's mind is filtered through two totally different filters, allowing the experience to be remembered uniquely for that individual. Fact or fiction, or right or wrong, if the subconscious mind believes it, it will be true for that individual. And at some level, we have chosen the filters which we process through. So we must therefore be responsible for creating our reality and the way we experience life. And of course, this is all subconscious until we put our awareness on it to make it conscious. So ask yourself, what filters am I experiencing this present moment through? Subconscious filters can be changed. Anything that has been learned can be unlearned and replaced with something new. So stick with me because we are just barely scratching the surface. And the more you understand about yourself and the way your mind processes, the more empowered you will be in many aspects of your life. So now I want to cover the life-changing concept of perception is projection. And I'd like to mention that this is borrowed from the work of Carl Jung. Now that we understand there are filters that we perceive reality through, it is necessary to understand that all of our life is experienced through those filters. That is the law of consciousness. The way we perceive what is happening around us is our reality. Happiness, sadness, anger, frustration, whatever filters we are processing the present moment through will create our experience, our present reality. Literally everything is processed through our inner filters, and that creates what we see, hear, think, and feel. Our perception of what we are experiencing is unique to us, meaning the experience of those around us are also unique to them based on what they're filtering through and their unique filters and perceptions. There is not an experience you can have that is not processed through your internal filters. And the way we process and perceive what's going around us also determines how we project ourselves out into the world. So then, how we experience the world is a reflection of our inner states and behaviors. And remember how much our minds delete through the filtering process while we delete, distort, and generalize. Further, we can only recognize a state or a behavior in another if we know how to do that behavior ourselves. So what we see in others is actually a reflection of what we see in ourselves, what we are tuned into in that moment, be it happiness, joy, anger, frustration. I want to add here that we are not our behaviors. We will oftentimes say things like, I am upset, I am angry, I am anxious, when in reality, we are experiencing anger. We may be experiencing anxiety. And with NLP, you will hear practitioners say, why are you doing sadness? Why are you doing anxiety? Why are you choosing anger? because it is important to understand that we are separate from our behaviors, because a behavior is indeed something that we can choose and that we have control over. So back to perception is projection. Awareness of our subconscious thought patterns and behaviors is the key to changing them. We want to make the subconscious conscious so that we can empower ourselves and gain the control over both of our minds that we deserve and want. Continue on to episode 2.1 for some suggestions and tips on how to become more aware of how you're perceiving reality. And see episode 2.2 for a guided meditation on how to seal in today's teachings and the lesson. If you have any questions over today's material, please comment below and I will get back to you. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.